Okay, so today you're going to continue to work on your project. If you did what I asked you to do, you should have all of your 30 items purchased, and you should have calculated the total amount of each of the categories and then the overall total amount for the 30 items. So today, what you're going to be working on, okay, so this day one in-class day one homework should have been completed. So what you're going to work on today is you're just going to choose 5 overall items of the 30, and you're just going to write a 1 to 2 sentence statement why you are wanting to pick that item. So it's an essential item, something you're super excited about having. So you could say like, I purchased a dishwasher so I don't have to do my dishes by hand. Okay. Once you have your 5 reasons, then you're going to shop online for a credit card. Okay. Okay. So if you go to Google and you type in credit cards, you want to skip the ads because I don't think our school will block it. So then you could choose the first link here, creditcards.com, and then we can select a category. Then you can choose what you like. We have been shopping for the travel and airline, so we get airline points. But you can choose, it doesn't matter. So let's say we chose 0%. Okay. Now they're giving you a promo rate of 0% for a certain amount of months. Okay. But you're going to look at the regular APR. Okay. So it doesn't matter which credit card you choose. You can scroll through and look through any of them. But let's say I'm here at the Wells Fargo. Okay. So in your report, you need to list which credit card you chose. And then the regular APR gives you a range. Okay. Once you apply for the credit card, they'll kind of look at your credit history, the amount of money you make, blah, 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 and they'll assign you a rate. Okay. So you can just choose any rate between the 15.65 to 25.49. It does not matter to me. Just choose a rate within that range. Okay. So then once you have your credit card, then we can go ahead and start to do our calculations. So we have our formula here, our compound interest formula. So you might want to jot this down on your paper. But for the calculations, you're basically going to do this calculation 2 times. And really, if you look back at the last problem on the study guide from the last test, it will match up to what you have to do in your calculations. So your p-value is going to be the total amount of money that you spent on your 30 items. Okay. Your interest rate is going to be the rate that you are getting from your credit card that you just researched. Your N, when you do the group calculation, is going to be 360. But then when you redo this calculation in the individual portion, your N will be whatever it was that I assigned you. So monthly, quarterly, hourly, whatever the case was. And then your time is going to be 4 years. Okay. So if we look back at our project and read through this, it spells everything out for you in more detail. So if you are also shopping for a credit card, sometimes they have annual fees. Okay. If you had an annual fee, then you would need to calculate it. And it kind of explains that. If I can get this to come up in the project here on part 6. Okay. So even though it's the group calculation, everybody in your group should do the calculation and compare your answers so you all make sure you're coming up with the same thing. Okay. Once you have, and let's just kind of use this as a checklist here. Okay. So your group portion, you calculate the total amount of money you spent, do your compound interest formula, and then you're going to calculate just the amount of money you paid in interest. And again, these 2 parts here, the last 2 things under calculations, is what you did in the last example of your the last problem on your study guide. So refer back to that if you need to. Okay, then that's really all the calculations you need to do for the group part. Then the individual portion, you should already have your purchase list included. You're going to do the compound interest formula again. All values are going to stay the same except for the N. Okay, choose the one or use N, whatever I assigned you. Okay. Then once you do your individual calculations, you compare your answers with the group calculation and see which is more profitable for the credit card company. So just give me like a 2 to 3 sentence explanation of which is more profitable for the credit card company and why. Then your next calculation is to figure the amount of money that you just paid in interest. Okay. And then the last part here, okay, your calculation of CD interest earned is using the amount you paid in interest. Okay. So the answer that you just got from the step above it, you're going to use that number, okay, and plug it into this formula here. So the P is the amount that you paid in interest. The interest rate is going to be what I assigned you. So it's either 5%, 6%, or 7%, and your T will still be 4. And once you've done that calculation, then you are pretty much done with the project. Okay, so good luck working on it. Next class, I will be there to answer any questions that you still might have.